Hi makers, welcome back to the MyClayCo studio. We are here today to talk about glue. One of the most frequently asked questions we get is what glue do you use to adhere your posts to your earring backs? Our go-to glue is this Loctite gel control, but we want to put it to the test today and see if it really is the best glue for earring makers. One of the other frequently asked questions we get is where do we buy our glue? And the answer is Bunnings. Now, you can go to any normal hardware store. If you are in Australia, you will know Bunnings well, but you can go to any hardware store and they're likely to have a nice range of super glues there. So let's have a look at the glues we're going to be testing. We have Arfix super glue. We have Selly's Quick Fix. Gorilla super glue, which I have used before and it did work pretty well. Gorilla super glue gel. Loctite control. My favorite Loctite super glue gel control. I use this one all the time and have never had it fail on me. And Loctite Power Flex. I am excited to try this one. It was the most expensive out of the bunch, so we'll see how it performs. So we've got our glues ready. I have also prepared these clay pieces. So they are just Sculpey Souffle Guava, one of my favorite colors. I decided to do all the same color because I thought that if we tested different colors, then maybe they would affect the glue in some way. I don't know if they would or not, but. And then I also just have some 6mm findings here. So as you can see, we have 24 hours that we're going to test. We're also going to test sanded, clay and post. So what I've done with all of these is I've just sanded the backs of them, so they're a little bit rough. I don't know if you can see there. I've done it all with sandpaper. This is just a 400 grit Flexivit sandpaper that I've used. I've also just scuffed up the backs of these earring posts as well. So I have heard from quite a lot of people, and I have tested it myself, that just scuffing up the backs of your clay pieces and the findings does help with them adhering properly. My findings have been that this is true, so we will see how we go with that. And we also have here 1 week. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to leave all of these posts for 1 week, and then we're going to test them and see how they perform after that 1 week, just to see if a longer period of time helps with them sticking. So let's pop all of these sanded pieces out and I will get gluing. So I've taken all of the glue out of the packets because I thought that that might be a little bit boring for you guys if you had to sit here while I mull out the packets. But I just wanted to show you all of these going on so that you can see how easy the glue is to put on too. Not easy, depending on the glue. I do love the gel control one just because it is a bit of a thicker glue, so it doesn't come out too quickly. It's got very good control there. Now the test is just to make sure that I don't mess this up. All right, next up we're going to do our Loctite super glue control. And I'm just trying with these to put the same kind of amount of glue on there. So we can, oh, that is very runny. Just so we can test them out equally. That one is very runny. I've used that before and have found it was runny, and that's actually why I switched to the gel one. Other people may have had different experiences, but I use the gel control one a lot and I've never had it fail on me. So this is going to be a very interesting test. Powerflex, expensive one. Oh, that one's quite thick as well. One here. Definitely not earning any bonus points for doing this neatly. And we have our Gorilla Super Glue. And, oh! Whoops. So yeah, be careful with that one because that just kind of shot out. Oh, that one comes out pretty quickly, but it still has a gel-like consistency. I like the ones that are a bit more of a gel consistency rather than the watery consistency. This one does come out fast though. I'm really struggling to keep it neat. And okay, so this is the gel. So I'm thinking maybe the gel version. Oh gosh, that's pouring out of there too. Wow, this one is just pouring out of here. This one definitely has a thick consistency. Oh gosh. My attempts to keep this even not going too well because some of these come out so fast. These ones were very messy. All right, we're almost there. We've got our Sally's Quick Fix. Oh wow, and this one has come out very quickly too. Now, starting to wonder if it has something to do with these small bottles. Tubes rather. Okay. And last but not least, we have our Parfix Super Glue. So this one was the cheapest of the lot. So I'm keen to see how it goes. Oh, too bad to use. Don't know why, I was expecting that one to come out more watery. Maybe because it didn't say it was a gel? All right, so we have all of our tester pieces ready to go. I am going to come back tomorrow and we are going to check our 24-hour test as well as our sanded clay and post test. I will see you then. Okay, so it has been 24 hours and we are ready to check these posts. Let's see how we go. Is it weird that I'm nervous? I'm nervous for the glue. Okay, so let's check our 24-hour ones. We have the Parfix Super Glue. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna pop some pressure on these and see if I can pop them off. Oh, and if they don't go off, I'm gonna be a bit more aggressive with them. There we go. So that one took a fair bit of pulling off. I'm actually surprised by that. The Parfix one was the cheapest one there. Let's try our Sally's Quick Fix. Pretty good staying power there. Oh, there we go. Our Gorilla Super Glue Gel. So this is one that I have used before, and that's probably what we want to see, that the post actually bends before the post back comes off there. We got that one off eventually, but that one held up pretty well. A Gorilla Super Glue Gel. Again, that one did okay. We've got a bit of a bent post. Loctite Power Flex. Oh, that one just snapped straight off. So that is interesting. That was the one that I was the most excited to try because it was the most expensive one, and it did not perform well. We have our Loctite Control. One's doing pretty good. Got a bit of a bend there. Very well. And our Loctite Gel Control. Yeah, that one's just bending straight away. So that Loctite Gel Control is the one that I do normally use. The reason why I prefer it over the normal Loctite Control is just because the gel is thicker. So when it comes out, it's just easier for you to apply the exact amount that you need. You're not going to have super glue going everywhere. Now we also have here the sanded clay and post. So we just want to see if we get a different outcome if the clay and the post have been sanded. So let's try the Parfix Super Glue Gel. Yes. So that one just bent. That one just bent. This is the Gorilla Super Glue Gel. Wow. The Gorilla Super Glue. These are all just bending. Loctite Power Flex. Interesting. So that one stayed that time. The Loctite Control and Loctite Gel Control. So looking at these, I think it is safe to say that if you want to make sure that your posts have that sticking power, sanding the clay and the post definitely makes a difference. Some interesting results there. We are going to check back in a week and see how they perform and see if we get any different results. Okay, we are back. It's been a week. Let's test these glues and see if it's made a difference. Our first one that we're going to be testing is this Parfix Super Glue. So let's see. We know that it broke on the 24-hour test, but interestingly, it is bending on the 1-week test. Try this Sally's Quick Fix. Same result. Gorilla Super Glue Gel. And Gorilla Super Glue. That one's not going anywhere either. Loctite Power Flex. Now, so this was the one after we did the 24-hour test that it did actually come off. So it's going to be interesting to see whether it comes off after the 1-week test as well. Didn't even look like it was going to budge that time. So that Loctite Power Flex, I'm just wondering if potentially it could be either it just needed a little bit more time to cure, or I'm just going to show you these. I was thinking maybe it could have been the amount of glue But if you have a look on there, there was plenty of glue on that one. So, not sure. Loctite control, let's give that one a little, oh, and that one has come off. Interesting. And our Loctite gel control. Yeah, not even looking like it's moving there. A bonus test. Now, you're probably wondering, Tegan, why did you not just do this as part of your normal testing? Well, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We actually posted it that we were doing these tests on our Facebook and Instagram, and we got so many comments suggesting lots of different glues that we should be testing and also some methods of testing. Now, unfortunately, we can't test all of these things as much as we'd love to, although we are considering doing round 2. But there was one suggestion, a test that we thought was definitely worthwhile doing, and that is the pull test. So the pull test is essentially taking your earring post here, putting it back on it, and taking it off again, and just seeing how it fares with that pressure of you putting the earring back on and taking it off again. So we thought that that was a pretty worthwhile test, seeing as that is what you do with earrings. So we're going to give it a go. All right, we're ready to do the pull test. I have a bunch of butterfly backs here that we are just going to pop on all of them. I think I'm going to take them off and put them back on again a couple of times, just so we can give them a good test and see how we go. So we've got our Perfect super glue here. Doing pretty well. Now with these ones, I haven't sanded the backs at all, so they're just literally the straight glue that has been put into there. Standing up pretty well, that Perfect one. And it's just been the 24 hours that we've left these ones. We're onto the Sally's Quick Fix now. So some of the Instagram comments that we did get were around, I think it's called the Sally's Paint On or Brush On glue. And a couple of polymer clay artists that I do have a lot of respect for. Their work is amazing. So look, this Sally's one is looking pretty good here, but it would be interesting to test that other Sally's one. Gorilla Super Glue Gel. That is doing pretty well. And our normal Gorilla Super Glue. I'm being quite rough with these now. Hey, if we're going to test them, we might as well test them, right? Loctite Power Flex. This Power Flex one is the main one that has me interested, just because that first post fell off in our first test. And I'm just wondering, like, was it the glue or was it a faulty test? So that is one that I would be very interested to try again, because as I mentioned earlier, the Loctite Power Flex was the most expensive out of all of these glues. I mean, just because it comes off, it doesn't mean that it's a bad glue. It might just be that it's not the best glue for gluing on earring posts on polymer clay. This Loctite control is going pretty well with the pull test, and I've got it caught a couple of times. Last but not least, we have our Loctite gel. Oh, that's not even budging. I think they've all done pretty well with that pull test. So there you have it, 7 different glues tested, and I have to say they actually did better than what I was expecting. There are a few main points I think we can take from these tests. Number one would be that the gel versions of the glue definitely provide you with more control. Number two, scratching the backs of your clay pieces and the earring post definitely helps with the adhesion. Number three, avoid the mini tubes because they just kept erupting on me. Number four, the most expensive glue doesn't always mean that it's the best one for this job. And number five, embedding will always be your most secure. These glues are fantastic. They're a really simple, quick solution, but they will at some point fail. It could be on the first time, it could be at the third time, it could be the 3000th time. At least you know if you've embedded your posts that they're definitely going to stay there. We hope you found our video today useful. Please drop your comments below, like, subscribe. We'd love to hear from you and see you again next time.